Good morning, everyone. Thank you for welcome to my session. My name is Eunju Yu. I have taught professional writing and intercultural communication for a while. Based on my experience, today I want to talk about how we can take a full advantage of artificial intelligence for our online learners. The purpose of my study is to increase the completion rate of online learners by identifying online learners' attitude toward the AI assistance and by identifying new features of AI assistance needed for meaningful feedback so we can customize learning experiences for our students. I had two research questions. What is the attitude of the students toward AI-generated feedback on their writing? Two, how can AI assistants provide meaningful feedback? First, I want to explain the definition of written communication for this study. According to American Association of Colleges and Universities, written communication is collective of the following five items: rhetorical knowledge, development skills, knowledge of disciplinary conventions, research skills, and language usage. As you know, writing involves numerous revisions, revision after revision. So feedback is really important to improve writings. So here, feedback means critique, striving for improvement, evaluation, or both. Also, feedback enriches interactions with the students and enhances the teacher presence in online learning spaces. So we can see the importance of feedback. But in reality, due to heavy teaching load and large class size, it is almost impossible for teachers to provide meaningful feedback at every step of a long class. So here comes artificial intelligence. AI operates without human supervision, and there is no restrictions of time and space. Because of their reasons, AI becomes cost-efficient alternative to human resources and welcomed for large enrollment classes and laborious courses like writing class. So I used the following three AI assistants for my online writing class. SafeAssign is built in Blackboard, and the main function of a SafeAssign AI is detect plagiarism. This AI highlights any plagiarized sentences and shows match score and source information. So this AI provides more performance-oriented feedback and very useful for summative assessment. I also used the Grammarly. Grammarly also based on AI. This AI run draft against the big data set and grade paper for teachers. Also provide revision suggestions in terms of correctness, clarity, engagement, and delivery. So this AI provides more improvement-oriented feedback. This feedback is very useful for revision. Packback is AI-based software developed specifically for online discussion. The main function of this AI is facilitating engagement. For example, like a Facebook like button, this Packback Spark button helps students to visualize their reaction to other posts. And this feature encourages students to write more audience-centered posts to get higher curiosity score. You see the score too. So the more, the better, right? And also, when they post their discussion, the subject line should be question format. So this feature also encourages, invite other students' reaction to each post. So this AI is all about engagement. So Packback AI provides more motivational and metacognitive feedback and engagement oriented. Also provide a summary of students' participation to teachers. My students are required to complete the following full writing assignment during my course, such as essay, report, proposal, and research paper. All work were graded using AACU rubric. When they get B or higher, they are grouped as high-performing students, and 91% of the participants belong to this category, and the rest is named as low-performing students. I wasn't surprised with this result because they were all required to use three AI assistants, so I expected they had a good grade on their writing. I developed a questionnaire using AACU written communication rubric, and the questionnaire was delivered online last summer. And t-test was conducted to find the answer to my research questions. A total of 68 volunteers were recruited from my upper level undergraduate online writing courses through Blackboard. They were 18 up to 53 years old. 71% of the participants were Generation Z, born in 1995 or later. Gender-wise, 60% were female. They were from all different ethnic backgrounds, but the majority, specifically 65%, were white. In terms of major, the majority, 77%, were business schools. And half of the participants were from public universities, and the other half were from private universities. 38% of the participants prefer to take their writing class in hybrid mode, and 31% preferred in person, and 31% preferred entirely online. So their preference looks like a little bit spread evenly. And they valued feedback from their teachers the most, and followed by AI assistants and writing center tutors and peers. So let's talk about my research question 1. What is the attitude of a student toward the AI-generated feedback on their writing? Attitude was measured in the following 7 categories: comfort of using AI, writing performance, strategies, revision skills, metacognitive skills, self-confidence, and creativity. This table shows the result of a t-test by group. Statistically significant difference between high-performing and low-performing students were observed in 2 questions. 1, are you comfortable using AI to improve your writing? 5, does AI motivate you to reflect on and evaluate the development of your writing practices? In other words, high-performing students felt comfortable using AI to improve their writing skills, and they report AI feedback helped them enhance their metacognitive skills and autonomy. However, we want to pay attention to this response because we want everyone succeed, right? So, however, low-performing students said their overall writing performance was moderately improved, but they didn't feel comfortable using AI, and they didn't experience the positive impact of AI on their autonomy. Interestingly, both groups agreed AI did not effectively promote their creativity. We want to pay attention to this response too. So we want to develop AI, promote more creativity, right? In somehow. So my research question two, then, how how can AI assistant provide meaningful feedback to online learners? In order to answer this question, I asked the additional 3 questions to my students. Here are top 3 features they think most helpful to improve their writing. Number 1 was grammar correction. So they were happy to submit their paper without human errors. And then they also liked using revision suggestions and plagiarism detection feature, so they can avoid plagiarism. Here are the list of challenges they faced when they use AI. I want to share students' comments about lack of creativity. AI-generated feedback could limit creativity, take away from a writer's true writing style because of AI's inability to understand writing style versus grammatical propriety. They also mentioned this AI is algorithm driven, so some feedback is impersonal and generic. So here is a quote. Something may appear really good to AI, but to a human reader, it could sound very choppy and bad. Also, several software glitches were reported, such as slow running time, add walls, and they also addressed their concern about dependency on AI. So here's a quote. We can rely on AI too much, and we can use it but not learn from it. We just plug in our paper but don't learn why it's better this way than before. The last one was lack of real-time two-way interaction with AI. So here's comments. If I have a question or want advice, AI is not really the way to go, as it cannot have an actual conversation. So they want to have a real-time conversation with AI to negotiate, find a way to improve their paper. So here is the new features they want to see soon. They want AI check in-text citations to avoid plagiarism. They also want AI help with outlining. Here's one comment. Something that can help me structure my writing in a better way. For example, switching around paragraphs or examples to make a stronger point. So some students express they have a little bit hard time to develop content. So it's kind of connected to this one. And this is the same line case. They also want AI provide further source recommendations. So here's quote. It would be great if AI could see the topic I am writing about and offer me links to valid websites or online libraries to provide further information on the subject where I can do more research if needed or wanted. So they want to have a more research skill help from AI. They also want AI to help them personalize a writing style. I think it's connected to the creativity too. And also they want to see more tailored tutoring on their frequent errors. Here's a comment. It would be helpful if AI could provide more statistics on my writing about common errors I have made. These sources could even link to articles or videos that teach you about these same common errors so that the AI system does not need to keep correcting it on my writing. So this one expresses their kind of a dependency on AI. They also want AI diversify revision suggestions. As mentioned earlier, they want to have a conversation with AI. And this one is the last one on their wish list. 24/7 online human tutors. Here's the comments. I'd like to have someone in the back who can read my writing when needed, so I don't fully depend on AI. So based on my finding, AI-generated feedback becomes meaningful when AI provides more personalized feedback and help students to develop a sense of ownership of their writing. So that's all I have for today. So do you have any questions? Okay. Um, Also, these apps adapted to your campus, or did you and your student needed to private? Actually, all the program was uh, free for students. Our campus used Blackboard. So as I mentioned, SafeAssign was built in Blackboard, and then students can get a premium Grammarly from our school library for free. And then at the time, our campus had a contract with Packback, so Packback was free too. Um, I wonder how much they were being linked to library services for research support. That's a good point, but I didn't ask that one on the questionnaire, so I don't have a specific information about that. Um, uh, is there your URL for the resources? What resources do you mean? Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit slow to catch up questions. Uh, do you know if a safe assign is going to be included in the new Brightspace? Uh, as far as I know, Brightspace is using turning in, not safe assign. Safe assign is specific for the uh, library URL for the Grammarly. I can provide it after this meeting. Okay, so just so we have a link to Share? Share the finding of this study? You mean, Alexander? My study will be published in May, and it's not officially published yet, but once it's published, you will see. Uh, it will publish in Journal of Online Teachers, Online Educators. And anything I missed? Okay, thank you so much. And if you have any follow-up question, feel free to email me. And have a great day.